What's up, guys? In this video, what we are going to be talking about today is knowing your basic numbers. My name is Dan, guys. I run a 7-figure agency, and this is exactly how we map out our processes of how we're going to make X number in revenue every single year. And I've been doing this since we were doing, $20,000 a month in revenue. And this works for businesses that are doing nothing in revenue, right? So not really nothing, about 10K in revenue in reality. So how this works is very straightforward. You have to know a few basic numbers. The first one you're going to have to know right here, if we dive on in here, is how much do you want to make? So what is your revenue goal? You have to figure out and have some essence of what a lifetime value of a client is. How many people do you even need at that LTV to hit your goal? So how many people do you actually have to close? How many people per month does that actually look like? How many phone calls, consultations, whatever you want to call them, do you need to close that many people? How many people do you need on your calendar to hit that amount? How many leads do you ultimately need? So let's just start out. Let's say my goal is to make $1 million in revenue. Just use a basic one here. All right, we have a 7-figure goal. My average LTV of somebody is, I'm just gonna use basic numbers. Let's say, $5,000. How many people do I ultimately have to close in order to hit $1 million in revenue? Really simple. 1 million divided by 5,000, and we get 200 people. So I need to close 200 people in order to hit a $1 million goal. Okay, so now let's keep breaking it down here. I'm actually going to put this down here. Goal revenue, $1 million. Current LTV is $5,000. People I need to close, so closes for the year. We need 200 of them. Then how many people per month do we need to close? We just take 200 divided by 12. We need about, I'm going to do 17. I always like to shoot over my number. So I need 17 closes per month. I want 17. Now, all we're doing is we're working this backwards, right? So we need 17 closes per month. We need to figure out how many, people do we need to talk to in order to close one person, right? So we need to have what our close ratio is. Typical close ratio is about 30%. So I'm going to take 17 divided by 0.3. And that means in order to close 17 people, I need to talk to 57. How many consultations, phone calls, etc. need to be taken? 57. Now that we know we need to talk to 57 human beings every single month in order to get 17 closes, the next question comes into play. What is our show rate? So how many people do we need on our calendar in a given month in order to even talk to 57 people? Well, let's just say that we get a 70% show rate. So 0.7, and this is even low, but we need about 82 people on our calendar in a given month. All right, we're just reverse engineering. But this is the process I go through no matter what business it is. We figure out first, what is our LTV? Or first we figure out what is our revenue goal? What's our average lifetime value? And then I work backwards from there. If I need this many people, what does that actually look like? And we do this in our business till today. Like, we still do this consistently. And these are some basic numbers I'm walking you through, but this is something you can do within your business. This model you can take and use it day in and day out very simply. All right, so that's how many consultations we need. This is how many we actually have to have on our calendar. And then the next question is, how many leads do we actually need, right? because we need to figure out how many leads equate to one calendar booking. How many leads equals one calendar booking? Let's say we're booking, 30% of all leads. We're just going to keep with the rule of 30s. And we need 82 people on our calendar. Actually, we'll say 50%. 50% is more realistic here. So let's just say 50% of all leads end up booking a call. And this is with follow-ups, whether or not they're booking straight from a calendar link or whether or not you guys are calling them directly. So we're going to take 82. We're going to divide 82 by 0.5. That means we need 164 leads. Then the next question is, how much should I pay per lead? That's usually the next question in line. Well, if I know my lifetime value is $5,000, depending on what your expenses are, you should really be willing to pay anywhere between 10 to 20% in marketing dollars, depending on what your business model is. Really is what's dependent, right? If you're a coaching business, if you're a marketing business, if you're a lawn care company, it could be different. If you're a medical company, once again, these numbers could be different based on what you're doing. But a general rule of thumb, let's say, is 10%. So what does that actually mean? I am willing to pay $500 to make $5,000. Like that just makes sense to me, right? Every time I put $500 in, I should be able to get $5,000. So if I know, and then you could kind of make this go backwards. If I know I need to actually get 17 closes in a month, and I'm going to just rely solely on paid ads for the sake of conversation, that means I'm willing to spend 17 times 500, $8,500 a month on ad spend. Per month on ad spend. So if I need 164 leads at $8,500 a close, that means I'm willing to spend $52 per lead. Right? And you could work these numbers all backwards every way to Sunday. But this is just a basic outline of what we do and what the most important numbers are inside of our business is typically what is our goal revenue every single month? How many people do we on average need to close that month in order to hit it? So even with payment plans, this is what I want to point out really quick. Even with payment plans, if your LTV is $5,000 and you're closing 17 people per month, and let's say they're on a split pay of 3 payments, or let's just say 5 payments over the course of 5 months, $1,000 a month. If you consistently close 17 people, you will eventually hit that $1 million run rate. It's just how it works. 17 times $5,000 means you'll make $8,500 per month. And it might take you 5 months in order to hit that if you have $1,000 payment plans. Once again, I'm pointing this out and I'm going to do the math for you just in case you're trying to work through this. How does that actually work? So we have a contract. Our contract says it's $1,000 per month for 5 months. Okay? That means month 1, you close 17 people. That equates to $17,000. Oh, I'm going to bring this down really quick. Month 2, we close another 17 people plus the original 17 that we already got paid. So that's 17,000 times 2. That means we made $34,000. Month 3, we add an additional 17 grand. Once again, it's just stacking it up over time. That means in month 3, you'd make $51,000. Month 4, don't need a calculator for it. You'd make $68,000. And then month 5, you would make $85,000. That's how, at 1 month contracts for 5 months, if you close 17 people per month, you could have $1 million run rate business within 5 months. So that's what it maps out to be consistently. You just need to work the numbers backwards and then execute on how you're going to actually reach those people. Are you going to use paid advertising? Are you going to use LinkedIn reach out? Are you going to have a cold call floor? What does that look like in order to hit it? So anyway, that's just want to map it out for you guys. If you're trying to figure out exactly how much, if I want to hit this revenue goal, how do I figure it out? That's exactly what this video is about. These are just your basic numbers, guys. So if you enjoyed this content, more to come. All I want you to do is hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments below what questions you have or what videos you want me to make. Thanks, guys.